I want for the next few messages to present some cases of healing that I have experienced in my ministry. I'm one who believes that God heals today. I believe that as we have faith and minister in that way, and as we believe, there can be some marvelous miracles take place. I begin by telling the story about Myrtle, the wife of a Baptist pastor. I was holding a conference in Sun City, Florida, Presbyterian Church, and a number of people had come out on Friday evening to the service. And after the message, we had ministry time. The Baptist pastor helped me with laying on of hands, ministry to the people. After all had been ministered unto, he asked if I would have prayer for his wife, for with his wife. And I said, yes, where is she? Was she sitting in the back? I said, well, why don't we just go back there and minister to her instead of just having the prayer up here? He agreed. Went back. Here she was sitting on the chair in the back row and sitting there on a cushion. And then she told the story of the arthritic condition that had affected her whole body. She lived with so much pain all the time. She could hardly walk or get along. I laid hands upon her, rebuked this in the name of Jesus, and believed for his touch. After that, she held out her hands. Her pastor took them and helped her stand up. She stood for a few moments, trying to, I guess, the blood to circulate around or something. But then she shuffled towards the door. The church was such that the sanctuary was ground level. And then she was able just to shuffle out and be gone. The next afternoon, Saturday afternoon, the pastor of the church said to me, have you heard about Myrtle's healing? I said, no, I haven't heard. He said, well, she was wonderfully healed last night. I said, well, tonight maybe we can have her give her witness. And she came and she did. This is what happened. She said that as she reached the door, just stepping outside, a power just went all through her. She felt it. And all of a sudden, the pain was all gone. The stiffness was all gone. She could move any way she liked without pain. And she could walk right. She was so happy. Of course, she was happy. On the way home, she told me how she stopped, had the husband stop twice. She got out of the car and ran around the car just to prove that she truly had been touched. By the power of God, she couldn't believe it. When she got home, she said their daughter happened to be at the front door, and they arrived, pulled into the driveway, and she just got out, started to walk. And the daughter said, Mom, what's wrong with you? And she said, what do you mean, what's wrong with me? She said, well, you can't get out of the car without Daddy helping you. But she did. She had been marvelously touched immediately by the Lord, and wonderfully healed. Some years later, I was in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, holding a conference. And before I went out, a Christian radio station had called me on the phone and interviewed me. During that interview, they would have people call in and ask questions. They would then refer the question to me, and I would endeavor to answer it. One of the questions was from a lady who asked if I were the pastor 12 years before had ministered down in Sun City to the lady with arthritis who was wonderfully healed. I said, yes, of course. And then she said, Well, I'm that lady, and her husband had taken a call to a church in Milwaukee, and they had moved many years ago. And she was so happy to talk to me, and I was rejoicing to hear how well she was doing. I asked her if she would come and give a witness at the conference, which she did the next day. And it was great to hear from this individual who had been touched by the power of God and set free.